The real driver was in the luggage compartment, tied up but alive. They never found the guy in the raincoat. Sometimes I still take the bus, but never after dark. And I always check the driver's face when I get on. Always. The police said I was lucky. I don't feel lucky. I feel like I'm still waiting for something, like maybe I wasn't supposed to make it off that bus. I wasn't looking for trouble that night. Not at all. Been working night security at Ridgeview Storage for 3 years without any real problems. Just me, my flashlight, and those long quiet hours between midnight and sunrise. Tuesday changed everything though. It started raining around 10 p.m. Not regular rain, but the kind that makes the whole world sound different. By midnight, it was hammering those metal roofs so hard I couldn't hear myself think. Then the power went out. Management's too cheap to fix the backup generator. I called my boss Vic, but he just said to keep doing rounds with my flashlight. Just follow procedure, Marlowe, he said, like that was helpful. I remember being annoyed because my phone only had 17% battery left, and I'd forgotten my charger in my other jacket. Stupid detail, but it's weird what sticks in your mind when bad stuff happens. I was checking the east wing around 2 a.m. The rain made this constant white noise that covered up everything else. I almost missed it when I passed Unit E14. The padlock was cut clean through, just hanging there. Company policy says we report break-ins but don't play hero, so I radioed it in to the main office and kept walking. Wasn't getting paid enough to deal with whatever was happening in there. About an hour later, I had to pass E14 again. That's when my stomach dropped. The door was wide open now. There was this faint glow coming from inside, like someone had a lantern or something. I stood there frozen, not sure what to do. Then my radio crackled so loud I nearly jumped out of my skin. Marlowe, where are you right now? It was Vic's voice. East Wing, by E14, I answered, keeping my voice low. That broken-in unit I reported. Earlier, someone's inside it now. There was this really long silence. Too long. That's impossible, Vic finally said. His voice sounded weird. I'm looking at the security feed right now. You're standing at the main office. I swear the air got colder. I turned my flashlight toward the end of the hallway, and that's when I saw them. Standing about 50 feet away was someone holding a radio. They were wearing what looked like some kind of plastic mask, just watching me. The lights flickered, back on suddenly. I blinked against the brightness, and when I looked again, they were gone. The cops found 3 storage units set up like someone had been living in them. E14, B7, and A22. Each one had mattresses, food, water bottles. But the worst part was the pictures. They had photos of all the security staff pinned to the walls, pictures of us arriving for work, leaving for home. Some even showed us sleeping in our own beds, taken through windows. I quit the next day. Still can't sleep with my curtains open anymore. Sometimes when it rains hard, I think I hear a radio crackling. The police never found who it was, but sometimes I wonder if they're still watching. So I need to tell someone about what happened to me last month. I still can't sleep right thinking about it. My roommate Zara asked if I could house sit for her parents while they went to Europe for 2 weeks. Why not, right? Free food, nice TV, good Wi-Fi. The house was in this fancy neighborhood with those big driveways and perfect lawns, way nicer than our cramped apartment. The first couple days were boring. I just watched Netflix and ate their food. Nothing weird. But then on the 3rd night, this huge storm hit. Like the rain was pounding so hard on the windows I thought they might break. I was upstairs in the guest room when the lights flickered and went out. Total darkness except for when lightning flashed. I used my phone flashlight to find some candles in the bathroom cabinet. That's when I heard it. The sound was faint at first, like a door creaking open downstairs. I froze. Probably just the wind, I told myself. But then I remembered locking all the doors earlier. I grabbed my phone and slowly went downstairs. My hands were shaking so bad I kept dropping the flashlight beam all over the place. When I got to the kitchen, I saw puddles of water on the tile floor. They went from the back door toward the basement stairs. The back door was cracked open a few inches. Someone had definitely forced it. I dialed 911 right away. The operator sounded stressed and told me all patrols were dealing with flooding emergencies. They'd send someone when possible, but it could be an hour or more. While I was on the phone, I got a notification. The house had one of those security systems connected to an app. It said, "Motion detected, basement storage room." My heart started beating so fast I thought I might throw up. Then, another notification. "Motion detected, basement hallway." And then, "Motion detected, basement stairs." Someone was in the house, coming up from the basement. I ran to the master bedroom and locked the door. I pushed this heavy dresser in front of it. It took everything I had to move it an inch at a time. I was crying and trying not to make noise. That's when I noticed the curtains were open. I could see into the neighbor's house across the backyard. There was a man standing at his window, holding binoculars, looking right at me. When he saw me notice him, he didn't even move, just kept watching. I hid in the closet and called 911. Again, they finally said someone was on the way. It felt like forever before I heard sirens. When the police finally came, they found wet footprints throughout the house, but nobody was there anymore. They took me to the station to make a statement. The next day, they called me back. They'd gotten a search warrant for the neighbor's house after I told them about the binoculars. What they found still makes me sick. The guy had cameras pointed at every window of Zara's parents' house. He had notebooks filled with details about everyone who lived there or visited. What time they showered, what rooms they slept in, what they ate. They found pictures of me from the previous nights. Me watching TV, me sleeping. The scariest part? The police said the basement door to the outside had been unlocked for months. The guy had been going in and out whenever he wanted. He knew exactly when the parents would be gone. Zara's family moved away last week. I won't be house-sitting for anyone anymore. I don't usually share this story with anyone. It happened last winter when I was working at that burger place near downtown. You know, the one next to the old movie theater? Anyway, that night I had to cover for Mac, who called in sick, so I was doing a double shift. By the time I clocked out, it was almost 11 p.m. and raining real bad, just pouring. My car was in the shop, so I had to take the number 42 bus home. When I got on, the bus was almost empty. Just 3 other people. This old lady who kept nodding off, some businessman type with his fancy laptop, and this other guy in a raincoat sitting all the way in the back. I remember thinking how the raincoat guy kept his hood up even though he was inside now. Thought that was kind of weird. I sat in the middle section and leaned my head against the window. The rain made these patterns on the glass that were kind of hypnotic. I was so tired from standing all day that I guess I fell asleep. When I woke up, something felt wrong. The old lady and the businessman were gone. The raincoat guy had moved and was now sitting directly across from me, just staring. I couldn't see his face good because of the hood and how dark it was. I looked out the window but couldn't see much. All the windows were fogged up, and we were definitely not on my normal route. We were on some kind of industrial road with warehouses, no streetlights, no people walking around, nothing familiar. "Hey, where are we?" I called up to the driver. He didn't answer or even turn around. Pulled out my phone to check my location, but the map wouldn't load right. Then I tried texting my roommate Zephyr. "Bus took wrong route, don't know where I am." But the message failed to send. The raincoat guy shifted in his seat. I noticed he was holding something in his hand. He turned it over slowly, like he wanted me to see it. It was a bus driver ID badge. My stomach dropped. If he had a driver's badge, then who was... That's when I noticed this dark puddle spreading across the floor from the front of the bus. It was moving toward us, getting bigger. I didn't think. I just jumped up and ran to the emergency exit, pulled the handle hard. The alarm started blaring, this loud, screeching sound. I pushed the door open and just threw myself out. I hit the wet pavement hard, Scraped my hands and knees pretty bad. My favorite jeans ripped open at the knee. I remember being mad about that even though I was freaking out. The bus just kept going, didn't even slow down. I was alone in the rain in some industrial area I didn't recognize. I called 911 with shaky hands. They found the bus abandoned about an hour later. The real driver was in the luggage compartment, tied up but alive. They never found the guy in the raincoat. Sometimes I still take the bus, but never after dark. And I always check the driver's face when I get on. Always. The police said I was lucky. I don't feel lucky. I feel like I'm still waiting for something, like maybe I wasn't supposed to make it off that bus.